Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 4th of February. PM Modi replies to motion of thanks on President's address amid opposition protests. US sends back illegal Indian migrants. PM Modi invited to meet Trump next week. And rights body condemns Pakistan government on November 26 protest violence. And now for all the details. A day after leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi delivered address in the lower house attacking the central government, Indian PM Modi replied to the motion of thanks to the president's address amid opposition protests. Here's the detailed report of what he said.
On the fourth day of the budget session of the Parliament, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday, while replying to motion of thanks to the President's address, said that his government had given true development to the poor population of the country, not false slogans. Taking a direct jibe at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi over his boring remark on President's joint address to Parliament, PM Modi said, those who have photo sessions in the huts of the poor for their own entertainment will find the mention of the poor in the Parliament boring only. In a dig at AAP party chief Arvind Kejriwal over the Sheesh Mahal row, PM Modi, without naming him, said some leaders focused on jacuzzi and stylish showers while his government focused on providing water to every household. The Prime Minister further said that his government removed 10 crore fake people who were enjoying government scheme benefits. He said real beneficiaries were found and help was provided to them.
हम लगातार युवा भविष्य को ध्यान में रखते हुए काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ दल हैं जो लगातार युवाओं के साथ धोखा कर रहे हैं, उन्हें धोखा दे रहे हैं। ये दल चुनाव के दरमियान ये भत्ता देंगे, वो भत्ता देंगे, वादा तो करते हैं लेकिन पूरा नहीं करते हैं।
PM Modi's comments come a day after leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi delivered a fiery address in the lower house attacking the NDA-led central government. Rahul alleged that the Modi government's Make in India initiative has failed to revive it, and the share of manufacturing in GDP has come down from 15.3% of GDP in 2014 to 12.6%, which is lowest in the past 60 years. The budget session will conclude on April 4th. The Parliament will have an inter-session break from February 14, and the two houses will resume their sittings on March 10.
The officials on Monday said that US military plane is deporting migrants to India, the farthest destination of the Trump administration's military transport flights for migrants. US President Donald Trump has increasingly turned to the military to help carry out his immigration agenda, including sending additional troops to the US-Mexico border, using military aircraft to deport migrants and opening military bases to house them. The official, speaking on the condition of anonymity, said the C-17 aircraft had departed for India with migrants aboard but would not arrive for at least 24 hours. So far, military aircraft have flown migrants to Guatemala, Peru and Honduras. Meanwhile, a White House official said after the military plane departed to return deported migrants to the country that Trump has invited Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Washington. Trump spoke with Modi earlier when he discussed immigration and stressed the importance of India buying more American-made security equipment and fair bilateral trading ties. India is keen to enhance trade relations with the US and is also keen to avoid tariffs that Trump has threatened in the past. The Human Rights Commission of Pakistan on Monday criticized the Pakistan government for the excessive use of force during the November 26th protest by Imran Khan's PTI and called for an independent inquiry into the matter. In a fact-finding report, the rights body stated that, contrary to the federal government's claims, the PTI-led protest in Islamabad on November 26, 2024 resulted in loss of life, allegedly among both protesters and security personnel. Citing testimonies from PTI leadership, reporters on the ground and the families of victims, the HRCP alleged that hospital administrations and police withheld the bodies of victims until their families agreed not to pursue legal action. Condemning the government, the report accused the administration of demonstrating a clear lack of proficiency in managing the protest and of using force excessively and disproportionately. The HRCP also expressed alarm over a media blackout, stating that it was either a result of state coercion or self-censorship. The media should have been allowed to assess the situation on the ground without hindrance and report the facts, the statement said. Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, witnessed heightened tensions as PTI protesters marched to the D Chowk and clashed with security personnel. With decades of neglect, corruption and broken promises, the region of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been left in despair, with its people struggling for even the most basic rights. A report.
The people of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir continue to suffer under a corrupt and indifferent administration that prioritizes political control over the region's development. Mahmood, a resident of Bhimber, recently launched a protest demanding basic rights for POJK residents. Listing his demands including the development of schools, bridges and the construction of an international airport, Mahmood revealed that he had reached an agreement with the administration following a similar protest 2 years ago. However, no official notification has been issued to date.
17 जनवरी 2025 बिम्बर से ये मुतालबात लेकर मैं निकला कि हमारे माँ बाप की कब्रों से बेरुमती बंद की जाए, आज़ाद कश्मीर में एक इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट कायम किया जाए। 17 जनवरी 2023 मेरा और हुकूमत के दरमियान एक माहिदा हुआ था, जिस माहिदे पर यह दस्तखत है, ये जो उस माहिदे की इबारत है, इस पर नोटिफिकेशन जारी किया जाए।
Highlighting the inefficiency and corruption of bureaucrats in the region, Mahmood pointed out that even after 19 years since the devastating 2005 earthquake in POJK, damaged schools and bridges remain in ruins. The international aid worth billions, which was meant for infrastructure rebuilding, was allegedly siphoned off by bureaucrats and officials. He added that many students are forced to study under the open sky, while others struggle in school buildings lacking basic amenities such as toilets.
8 अक्टूबर 2005 को रियासत के अंदर एक ज़लज़ला आया, जिसके लिए बैरून मुल्क से 55 अरब रुपया आए, जिन स्कूलों के लिए है, जिन अदारों के लिए है, वो खर्च नहीं हो सके। ब्यूरोक्रेसी आज़म कर गई। 19 साल तक अभी तक स्कूलों की छतें नहीं बन सकी, चरदीवारियाँ नहीं बन सकी, वो स्कूल बहाल नहीं हो सके। लाखों बच्चे इस वक्त खुली फिजा में, शटरों में, कई शटरों में तो बात तक नहीं है।
The people of POJK have long suffered due to Pakistan's deliberate neglect and exploitation of their resources. Despite repeated protests and agreements, the demands of the local population remain unfulfilled, exposing the incompetence and apathy of the Pakistani government and its puppet administration in the region.
An international rights organization on Monday raised concerns over the draft Cyber Protection Ordinance 2025 and urged Muhammad Yunus-led interim government to conduct meaningful and effective consultations with relevant stakeholders before enacting the law. In December 2024, the interim government approved the new cyber law, claiming it aimed to curb cybercrime while ensuring freedom of expression. However, in a statement, the rights organization Article 19 warned that the draft ordinance in its current form could severely undermine independent journalism and the right to freedom of expression. Highlighting strong opposition in Bangladesh from journalists, lawyers and human rights defenders, the rights body argued that the draft retains several provisions from its predecessors which were used to suppress free speech. The newly drafted ordinance raises significant concerns due to its far-reaching implications for human rights, governance and accountability, specifically provisions that restrict free speech and could potentially be used to harass individuals, the statement added. The organization called for a comprehensive review and amendment of the draft in line with the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. A Sri Lankan court on Monday ordered the release of 9 out of the 10 fishermen arrested for crossing the international maritime boundary last month, while sentencing the boat driver to 6 months of imprisonment. The released fishermen would be handed over to the Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka and repatriated soon. According to officials, a group of 10 fishers had ventured into sea in a mechanized boat and were fishing when the Sri Lankan Navy apprehended them. The court ordered the release of 2 people without any conditions due to their age and the release of 7 people with a warning of imprisonment upon crossing the territory again. The prolonged dispute over fishing rights has been a source of tension between India and Sri Lanka for many years, as they share an expansive oceanic border without clear demarcation. Fishermen from both sides frequently stray into each other's waters while netting their catch, often resulting in their arrest and prolonged imprisonment. Bhutan King Jingme Khesar Nangmel Wangchuk, who is on a visit to India, went to Mahakumbh Mela, or Great Pitcher Festival, on Tuesday, one of the world's largest religious gathering in northern Prayagraj city. Bhutan King prayed at Sangam, the bank of a confluence of 3 sacred rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati, believed to flow underground, and performed rituals. The king also took a holy dip at the sacred Triveni Sangam, marking a pivotal moment in his spiritual journey. Accompanied by state's chief minister Yogi Adityanath, the 2 leaders offered prayers and visited the digital Mahakumbh Experience Center. The Mahakumbh 2025, which commenced on January 13th, will continue until February 26th. The event has already attracted millions of devotees from across the country and around the world, and is expected to set new records for attendance and participation. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.